And the first things first. So we don't know if Jair Alexander is gonna start the game. Who knows how that's gonna happen? He's up here at the top, setting the edge. Watch what he does against Komet, and I think maybe the fullback coming over here and takes out both the guys and makes Herbert cut on a dime, slides. But really, this play, everyone's looking at Rashawn Gary, and he does a great job. He doesn't affect the play at all. Who affects the play is Jair. And I think somebody asked me on the show last week, like, what about the tackling? And it's like, if Jair Alexander is contrite in what happened, and he really wants to show his teammates that he's about this life and he's about, Packers first right now, and understands, like, I want to be part of this team first and foremost, he's going to go out there and early in the game and just set the tone. Dude, first play of the game, he set the tone for the entire defense. Maybe nobody even noticed this play, but he absolutely crushes. Everybody's on the ground after this. Watch 36 and or 35 and 85 on their ass. Great job. Great job. First play of the game. That's big time, man. So we need to reset the line of scrimmage here. So Quay is playing against Komet at the tight end. He's got to really force this down and reset the line of scrimmage. So Van Ness has decided they're kind of playing this, and we talked about it. You got to be all the way in or all the way out. And he's kind of playing this like, I could make the play, but they're kind of running at the mesh point. And so Fields really has options here, but he hands the ball off. And they only get 4 here, but you'd love to see Quay be a little bit more aggressive against a tight end and not have to fall off and make that tackle for 4. But 4 is not bad. 4 is not bad. It could be a lot worse. It was a lot worse last week for the opponent. Same playbook, man. It's like we were showing plays from last week's game on and this has happened the last couple of weeks for whatever. It's just random too. Believe me, it's nothing I thought of. But sometimes some plays stick in your mind, like, man, that's really impressive. Like they keep the play action pass that rolls out to the left, flips his hips, and fires a dart. He did this last week. Exact flips, throws. I mean, threads a needle to DJ Moore. Justin Fields is a talent, man. I don't know what's going to happen down there, but good Lord. So we got everybody up at the line of scrimmage. We got 5-man showing. They're pistol. They turn and look. They pull their guard out. They suck everybody in. Talking about the linebackers have to hold for a minute. Then we get wide, and Campbell's getting wide for maybe an alley throw, but they come back to the hash marks and hit right down the middle. And again, they're down at the 25-yard line. It's first drive of the game. They look great. And then we start causing trouble, collapsing the pocket. And this is big time. So I showed you the arrow with Quay. So he walks up. And now when I say collapse the pocket, nobody is going to go above Justin Fields. And this is really, to be fair, this is the best thing about Lucas Van Ness right now because he doesn't have any pass rush moves. So he's going to straight bull you. And if the ball is held long enough, or if Justin Fields moves, or if he tries to leave the pocket right now because nobody's open, and Quay is doing a good job of holding the B gap, well, he's got nowhere to go. So Quay bull rushes the left guard, but then he stops. He's like, now I'm spying. So I got back. I'm 5 yards past the line of scrimmage. Now I'm going to play spy, and Fields has nowhere to go. He sees Quay slowing up, tries to escape real quick, and then Van Ness kind of falls off on if you're the tackle, you're like, dude, I can get beat. But Van Ness gets another sack. You got to put that feather in your cap, stops the drive. They end up with a field goal. This is a great play call to start the game. And if you're watching this, it's like, Josh, who's the most dangerous guy right here, man? You're the first guy. So sometimes what happens is, let's say they're running a 3-man screen and the left guard should be the first guy out because he's the closest to that side. But I think that's Jake. As you can see, he has to hold the defensive tackle from coming out. So Josh is the first guy out. The second guy is the one who looks upfield. The first guy kicks out. The third guy looks for the trash. Okay? I don't know how he misses this play, but this is a great play call. We talked about this in the preview show, man. This is open all day because they play this soft zone. And when they blitz and play man, it's even more open. But the first play of the game, they get a chance. We miss the block. So Jones has to cut. And instead of being really Brisker chasing him down from the backside and having a guy he can run away from. He's got to make a cut in the hole, slips, and we only get 4, man. Disappointing just because it was there and you just got to see it. It's not rocket science. Now, here's what we're talking about. You got a 3rd down and 6. They go trips, but they go Jones down at the back, so they're empty. We know empty's going to work against the Chicago Bears, right? Because they're just not comfortable playing against that. It screws up their zone looks. They bring some pressure here with Tremaine Edmonds. But you see, this is a pre-snap win for Jordan Love. Jordan Love already knows where he's going because they're playing so far off Aaron Jones. So as soon as you see them playing off, all you have to do now is understand from the inside the 2 slot wide receivers where your leverage is going to be on the release. Take that guy away on the inside, away from Brisker. We talked about number 9. Take him away from Jones with your release. And now it's just fighting to get the first down. Fantastic throw by Jordan Love under pressure, but really pre-snap identification. I love this new technique from Dontavian Wicks. Fakes like he's going to block TJ Edwards, kind of screws up John Runyon Jr., spins away and goes and looks for the safety. Bro, what are you doing? Just go ahead. If you're there, just go ahead and hit him. Like, that was phenomenal. And that's like one of those where I don't know if he's trying to fake him. They're actually like, hey, I want you to fake him and then spin away and go do something else. Or he got like halfway down and he saw John Runyon Jr. and he's like, oh, maybe I screwed this up, but I need to go get the safety. Like, you never know what's really happening there, but you would think if you're that close, man, just touch him at least because ends up making the play on Aaron. So I love this play. And we saw this on tape as well. I think I showed this in the preview show. We'll line up inside the numbers, okay? And the way that they run that outside code, whether they're running 4, whether they're running single safety high, their corner up at the top always plays leverage. So he'll turn inside to force to the safety, but he's not playing outside leverage because he doesn't want to give up that seam throw. So it's always open. He got all that space from really, you're halfway between the top of the numbers and the hash. And you got all that space to the sideline to operate. This happened a couple times in the game. Just a great step into the throw and make it out there to Wicks. This is a great play. So great play alert. So what is a great play? A great play is when you have a guy, like a defensive end, for example, chasing something down and doesn't understand what's happening in the play. So watch this defensive end who's been playing well. I think this is 95. He's running down. He wants to crash down on Tucker Kraft, but they're handing this ball off going around. Tucker ends up getting to the second level, blocking the linebacker who's got the play figured out. Oh, that's 90, excuse me. But that's when you see it. That's a great play. A great play is when you screw up somebody's, like, the scheme so bad that they're running the wrong direction. They don't even know what's going on. Aaron Jones gets up. I think he gets for 10. So Rasheed Walker, this is what you want to see as much as possible from a Packer standpoint. You want to see your big dudes on the second level finish and blocks to the ground. Watch him finish this play to the ground. Drive, get on the ground. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. So this is the ideal pass rush. They get to 3rd and 5. They're down. They end up missing this field goal. When I talk about pass rushing, look, we're trying to learn football here, guys. So when we talk about football and you talk about quarterbacks that can move, okay? For quarterbacks that can't move, that are like a statue, and you got to remember the geometry of the pocket is different now. You got the shotgun with the 5-step drop. He's back like foot plants at 11 and a half, okay? So when you think about how deep, Jordan Love's really deep. He's almost 12, it looks like here. So when you're this far deep, it doesn't pay to try to go over the top of the quarterback. You want to just create a bull rush and give him nowhere to go. If he evades and goes away from the line of scrimmage, you've essentially won. The chances of them being successful are very, very slim. But now you get this full bull rush. I think this is 95 over here on Rasheed Walker. And listen, he's got time to throw, but eventually the pocket will collapse and he doesn't feel it because it's backside. He's got the little bit of an inside rush on Rasheed, ends up getting him, taking him down, and then, like we missed the field goal. But that is the ideal way, unless you beat the guy right off the line, to rush. You never want to rush above the quarterback because the geometry of the pocket is so deep that there's so much space to step up and evade with these mobile quarterbacks these days. This is what you talk about. We're talking about bend but don't break. This is free lunch, man. Like, you're acting like Justin Fields and their wide receivers are no good. You're playing 10 yards off on the receiver to the bottom of the screen. Like, how are they not going to complete this pass? Okay. And then the very next play, they go in motion, and you see how fast he had his, like, you don't need your shoulders turned. He's 8 yards away, 6 yards away, whatever it is. So you're turning so fast that he just sits it down, takes the places. DJ Moore, their best player, evades the tackle. Really a bit of a horse collar, right? Another play that we got lucky with. I love that they're using Quay more to go towards the line of scrimmage. What you got to refine is you can't tip this stuff. So this play ends up being a good running play for the Chicago Bears, only because the Chicago Bears, Quay's cheap. He gets back, but they've already made the call. So now what they do is they bring everybody. They'll make the call, so the right guard is going to account for him. The center knows that the nose tackle is going to rock backside. Everybody has a call in place for this look if you're going to show it early. You want to be able to surprise them with these looks instead of just having everybody account for it, because now you got a guy up on Campbell, you block the nose, and all of a sudden they got a 9-yard run. Easy fix, just can't tip that off so quickly. So we look at the 2nd and 2 play out here, and again, I talk about our defensive line just continuing to make plays. So I think this is Preston, or excuse me, this is Rashawn Gary. He's got to know at this point that they're running some sort of crack look on him. Those guys are going to block him. There's no other reason for them to be there in this kind of formation. So he just skirts upfield, and they have this thing dead to rights. I think Wooden also has made the play outside and as far as beating his man outside. So this play's defeated no matter what, but great play, Rashawn Gary, for a tackle for loss. And then it's find the fish time. Devonte Wyatt, man, this left guard, who's this poor guy? This guy had a bad day. And it happens. Tevin Jenkins, 2nd-round pick from last year. Okay. Tough day at the office, man. Believe me, I know. But you found him. Wyatt just pulls the hands off, does a good job of grabbing that outside, really wrist, flipping it off, ripping through, getting a sack. It goes from a 3rd and 6, right, with a possible field goal attempt to a definitive punt. Great job by the defense. Like the celebration. We go back here. We're 2nd and 7 going the other way. And it's just a numbers overload. So let me go back and show you what I mean by that. They got a trips look here. They're going motion to trips. Tight ends attached on the left. But now you're going to release the back out of the backfield to the right. So now, even though you're bringing the tight end over and they're flooding the look, the point of it is it screws up the number count because you got 4 to a side, releasing all to the left of the defense. So now Tremaine Edmonds has to account for that running back in the flat. And what does that mean? That means the space behind him is wide open. Again, great play design, great recognition by Jordan Love in the receiving group. And then obviously not a super difficult throw, but you throw it in time. You throw it in stride. And look at the kind of yards this guy's getting after contact, man. Really good job by Jaden Reed. I love these plays. When things are going well, I think you notice that like these plays work. These little wide receiver screens where it's like a 2-by-2 look and they just kind of throw it out there. The one guy just, gets enough of the outside corner. Like this play doesn't work. If shit's not going well for you, that play don't work, man. That's a 1-yard gain. They end up getting 9 yards. You see here, it's 3rd and 5, and you just see the leverage. So we know it's zone because they went in motion. Nobody went across. So we know it's a zone defense. All right. And you got the safety down to your side, but he's going to probably have to play the flat. If there is a flat, he's probably looking at the corner coming out. So really, with this outside leverage, you're going to run an in route. Jordan Love knows, I got to get the ball to the receiver before the middle linebacker comes over and knocks his block off, right? So this is a great throw and catch by Bo Melton. And Jordan puts it in a place where he doesn't lead into it. But this kid, I didn't know who Bill Melton was until like 3 weeks ago. I mean, this kid is fantastic. And he's just fearless. Dominant performance from this side of the offensive line. First of all, Tucker Kraft 3-point stance, gets into the block and moves the defensive end outside, does a good job getting his hands in and pushing him outside. The double team between Zach Tom and the right guard, just moving bodies back. Dude, look at that domination block. You see that Rasheed Walker and Elton Jenkins got a great block going here. Josh Myers is holding the fort together. I mean, great time to stop the play, I guess, but he's holding the fort together, man. And Aaron Jones is just so good at hitting the things downhill. You see the wide receivers working for him. Man, it just warms your heart to see 10-yard runs from the Green Bay Packers. So now you got under center play action, 3rd and 1 look. And it's like, look, here's my thing. Just step into the throw already, because I'm so sick and tired of hearing the announcers. They get nothing better to talk about. And they'll go, oh, this is a la Brett Favre. We got a little bit of Aaron Rodgers here. He doesn't like to, it started with this and they throw off that. It's like, bro, just step into the throw already. You don't have to do that. Because first of all, this isn't a really good ball. And you make the throw. And it's a fantastic read and a look off. But for God's sakes, just step into this throw already. I just can't hear the announcers anymore. It's just too much. Jordan Love wants to be his own guy. I promise you, the comparisons to Aaron and Brett, like he's like, I'm good. I'm just going to be Jordan. Great move. Look at the move he puts on you look at the left of the screen. I mean, that dude's swiping it air. Fantastic job of looking at your read. So they got a double in the flat. He really wants to go flat first here. And then you're going to look at the deep crosser, because if you're flat, you see if both guys are the flat over here, the right side of the screen, that Bears safety or corner, I can't tell, it must be the safety. If he's not in the end zone, well, then Jordan knows exactly where he's going with the ball, because very, very rarely, that's Brisker, very rarely do you see a corner that can handle a crossing route all the way across the field. Like, it never happens. It just never happens. So you got 2nd and 3 here, and they're bringing Quay. He doesn't make the play here. This is the 2nd week in a row with the same move that he beats the running back really bad. You just like to see this, because pressure equals picks equals bad things for unprepared teams. And as good as an athlete as Justin Fields is, this isn't a pick. This is, but it's now, the next down, it's 3rd and 3, and you get yourself in a position to be successful. Great job by Quay there. This is not how you draw this play up. So Devondre's over here on the inside slot. Quay's in the middle of the field. Now they're in zone. And the outside corner is going to pass this off because they're crossing. So if you're going to pass it off, but now you're going to man the backside with Devondre, you're putting Quay Walker in a real bad spot against DJ Moore here. And of course, the Chicago Bears drew this play up, and they drew it up well. But I feel like Quay's got no chance of success here. They either need to be able to swap that off between the linebackers, or the corner's got to be able to go over the top. But either way, man, that's just a tough look. But you can't put your linebacker in that kind of situation. Plus, he gets picked. 1st and 10. This is a misread by Fields. So Enagbare is chest turned to the sideline, man. It's pull time. But you see down at the bottom of the screen, Chicago Bears got numbers here on the Green Bay Packers. We're outmatched. Okay, so he should be pulling this play. He ends up not pulling it. But really, I should have highlighted Wooden here. 96, dude. He blocks the hell out of the right guard, puts him into the backfield. So it stops Herbert's momentum. So this isn't just this is a play. Enagbare gets the tackle, but the guy who makes this play is 96. He really does a good job of resetting the line of scrimmage there. And so Herbert's got to make an immediate jump cut. He has nowhere to go. That's Wooden, man. That is a great, great job at Colby Wooden. Big time play. So now you got 3rd and 6, and you got the pick game by Carl Brooks. And I'm going to show the end zone of this. First of all, you love this. He's going, hey, thanks, Rook, because he just got a sack off the work you just put in for me. You watch this now, and there's 2 ways to run TT games. The penetrator, the first guy, can either really try to go inside A gap and try to win. In other words, I'm just going to try to beat the guy, and then I call it a mesh stunt. So I'm not really trying to pick the center. I'm just trying to win. Carl Brooks is doing something different here. He's going to go ahead and take the head off of 67. Okay. And you see the left guard is in such bad shape as far as body position. He's got no chance to come around and get Kenny Clark. That is all Carl Brooks, though, man. That's fantastic. We get to the end of the half, and this is what you just call a palms up 2-minute drill. Like, palms up, what the hell are we doing? So it starts here with Tucker Kraft. He gets out in the flat. 44 seconds left, 1 timeout. You're going to catch the ball in the 35. Now, you could go get some love on the sideline, or you could go back inside where the clock's going to run, and you're really not going to get a first down here or anything that's going to be that helpful. So he makes the mistake and goes inside instead of just getting the out of bounds. They sent you to the sideline kind of for a reason. So then we throw one out of bounds over here. Not a big deal. So now it's 3rd and 2. And so now they got him in the middle of the field. It's like, all right, bro, you're in the middle of the field and we have a timeout and you're at the 25-yard line. Now just go ahead and get north and south because they got you leveraged outside. So now it's like, if you go backwards, it's going to be a running clock. If you get tackled in bounds, it's going to be a running clock, and we're going to have to call our timeout anyways. Just go ahead and get them as much as you can, and then just get down because now time matters. So he doesn't get out of bounds. Got to call a timeout. 1st and 10. And we talked about the margin of victory being razor thin here, man. So everybody's going to get deep. They talked about it on the game tape. This is one of those where I think we talked about this last week. You need 16 seconds to run a play and then clock it again. They're at 16. So operation has to go perfect in order to throw the ball in bounds, get down, let's say 15-yard gain, 10-yard gain, and then spike it. It doesn't help you because the kicker can make the kick from the 22. So you're going end zone or bust here. They know it, you know it. So you got to be okay with throwing something that's open. So he throws a pick here that the guy just happens to drop. So the margin of error in NFL, man, this is a whole different ball game right here if it's not 10-6 going in at halftime. Momentum, all of that stuff is just different, okay?